Today, I'm going to finish up the last of the bushings to do in this car. This car has every bushing upgraded to either polyurethane or spherical in the case of the front thrust arm bushings. The only things that are left, I guess, would technically be the shift carrier, but it's not a big deal. And the lower control arm bushings that go like from the inside of the subframe to out to the wheel, not the thrust arm to the front. And I just put off doing them because I never ordered them, but now I finally got them. And I'm going to go and throw those in today. And then probably in this video, align the car as well. I don't know when I'm going to align it exactly, but hopefully sometime soon, because that's actually the last bushing I'm waiting on. Literally everything else is done. All the rear arms are aftermarket. The rear bushings are done, polyurethane, and it also has subframe bushings done. So I shouldn't ever have to touch the alignment on this car ever again. So I guess now it's time I actually finalize it and make it a good setup where I can still drive it in a sporty fashion, but it's pretty good on tires and just has a good stance. All right, so as I expected, very easy. It's gonna be a 16 mil on the bolt here and an 18 on the nut, pretty common for an E39. And I just took the bolt out and swung the arm around, so now I actually have it here. And I'm gonna try and use a ball joint press to actually go around the outside of this bushing and press it out. And then I should be able to use the same method to get the poly one in. It should be absolute cake and go in no problem. All right, so I'll go ahead and show you guys on the other side, but here's the bushing. It came out really easy actually, so that's pretty sweet. Worked exactly as I planned. Now I'll just go ahead and throw the poly ones in. Actually right here. These are going to be annoying to press in, I know, because the rear that I did were similar style, where the bushing actually has it. It's a one-piece bushing with two flanges on it, pretty much. So go ahead and show you here if I can get one out. Jeez, this packaging is annoying. Yeah, see, so this is it's going to also be a press fit, so we'll see how this goes in. I'm going to try and just use the ball joint press again and just push it through here, and I guess we'll see how that goes. All right, so I did manage to get the bushing in there, as you can see. Did take some finesse, but now we're there. And we're actually just gonna go ahead and throw this grease in here. This is to stop them from squeaking. So I normally put it in the bushing here. Just work it up in the corners and the sides of it. And you could put some on the little dowel as well, but it's just gonna get wiped off as you press it in. But I will put on some anyways, like so, and just kind of spread it around with the packet and then go ahead and put that in there. All right, so we have one side in already, and these are unique compared to rubber bushings. They don't have to be tightened at ride height because they're not actually bound together by rubber or any sort of adhesive. They move completely independently, so as long as they're lubricated properly, go ahead and torque them at whatever height you want and they will be okay. Getting this bolt out, we'll just throw a wrench on this 18, loosen it up, and then I'll actually use the electric ratchet on the 16 side and pull it out fully. So there you saw our control arm falls right out. I'll go ahead and pull it up here so I can work on it easier, and I'll set up the phone, show you how this press works. All right, so I should have the phone set up so you guys can see it. Go ahead and get the ball joint press and this little cup here, and we will simply tighten this in with a 22 mil. Makes it really easy. And this did work on the other side, so I'm hoping it works on this side. All I did was press on the middle of the bushing, and it actually did pull it out. So we're gonna hope it works the same on this side. As you can see there, worked flawlessly. We have the bushing out extremely easily. Now, getting the other one in is kind of a pain, so I'm going to do that one right now. Like I said earlier, this is one that takes some finesse just because it doesn't really want to go in straight because of the ridge. So I actually used two of these little guys here. This one actually fits perfectly in the arm, so it helps it center up a bit. So I'll go ahead and loosen up this. Throw it on the arm like so, and then you can actually get the bushing set up and get this other cup. It's a little annoying, everything wants to fall, but it is very doable. We got it pretty well centered, and then you just want to go kind of slow with it to make sure it goes in. And just like that. Now that it's about halfway in, we could throw this on the other side. That way it actually allows it to press in fully. And I'll get a better angle with this one. All right, a little bit of annoying to film, but there you can see the bushing is now pressed in. There's a good lip on both sides, and now we can actually press the center section in, just like I showed you guys on the other side. Bushing is now pressed in. Now we're just gonna put some grease around the edges, because these washers will actually ride along that, and if they're not lubricated, they have a higher chance of squeaking. Me personally, I've never had a polyurethane bushing squeak on me, but I don't want this to be the first, so I will just go ahead and be a little extra with the lubricant. The way I'm gonna do it, go ahead and get this bolt up here, and then we'll go ahead and get one of the washers in there just to make it a little bit easier. Then we're gonna swing the control arm over and up. I need 2 ends to do this, but I'm just gonna swing it up and then kind of start threading the bolt through, and then we're gonna try and hammer up this other washer between the bushing and the subframe, and we'll go ahead and tighten it down. All right, a few months have passed since that last video, which was just me installing the front control arm bushings. This thing since then hasn't gotten any other work done. It's just gotten the alignment actually performed. I finally took it into work, did a proper alignment on it. Before, it was aligned with just some toe plates, which got it pretty close, but now it's actually proper. So here's the stance we're running. These are style 66s, -3.5 degrees of camber on the front end, and on the rear it's actually -2. It just doesn't really look like that much because I guess the body lines don't make it look like that much, but it is indeed about -2 degrees camber in the rear, -3 in the front with, I believe it's, I kind of forgot the specs, it's been a while. It should be 0 toe in the front, perfectly straight, and the rear just a slight tad bit of toe in, but not even close to spec. The car drives phenomenal. If you did hypothetically slide it, which I may or may not have done, it self-centers like perfect, it drifts perfect, it slides back to center, it handles well, it turns nice, it's just a good handling car now, and I'm very happy with it. I'll go over the wheel and tire package just in case you guys haven't been following along my other videos. These are style 66s, but they're all rears, so they're all 17x9 plus 26, I believe. And I had to run a different stagger, or a different spacer situation front to rear. It has a 25 mil spacer up front and a 12 mil spacer in the rear. I do wish the front sat a little farther out. It is a bit sunk for my liking. I'd prefer it to be much more flat to this actual outer fender lip, but it's still extremely usable. This car doesn't rub anything. It's literally never rubbed, and it's just been super good and super solid. It looks great. It's on 255/40 17s. These are actually track tires, 200 Trower racing tires. I mean, they technically are racing tires, but you know, 200 Trowers. I like to drive my cars in a spirited fashion, and these tires are super cheap to get used, so I just get them whenever I can, and it's been great. They drive well, they look good, no complaints about them. The height is where I want it. The car drives the way I want it to. This is kind of like the final situation, at least suspension wise. I mean, I do want to do different bumpers on it and a few other things, but this car is like super solid, and it's very reliable, and it's got like a lot of the mods I would want done. It already has the big brakes, it has all the suspension stuff, it's got some decent reliability, well, it's got good reliability mods, it's got some power adders, nothing crazy. I do want the exhaust to be a little louder, just some rare interior bits I want to add on, but besides that, I mean, the car's solid and it's been good to me. And this isn't the end of posting about it, but it definitely is going to be slowing down just because there's not much more to do to this thing. Like I said, it's not my only car. It is, at this point, a heavy side project, but it's still going to get touched here and there.